While working near her property, rancher Alana Hansen suddenly finds herself face to face with a bear.
And the next thing I knew, bam, it was in my face. Leaps, grabs me by the ears, bites into my face, and knocks me down into the mud. The next thing I know, I'm lying there with my face in the water, and this bear is chewing on my head. It was savaging me. I could hear its breath, and it was grunting. And I went, wow, so this is what it feels like to be eaten by a bear. And I could feel it, every bite it went through. I felt my bones crunching. I felt it bite through my eye. I felt my skin being ripped off. And at that point, I opened up my eyes and I looked at this thing that was eating me, and its eye was right here next to my eye, as close as a kiss. And I went, no! And I took my thumb, which I realized was free. I was kind of like this. And I went, eh! And then I jabbed it again. And the thing let go of my face long enough for me to yell for my dogs. Because I knew he'd come. I knew the mastiff would follow the wolfhound.
Wendy McClellan, a doctor of veterinary medicine, offers her unique perspective on animal behavior.
Dogs can detect when someone is in danger very quickly. I speculate in this case it was the strain in Elena's voice that caused RK and Decoy to come running to her aid. Because they are so bonded, they immediately picked up on the change in her behavior and responded immediately. One is an Irish wolfhound and the other's a mastiff. They're bred to be soldiers and hunters. It's those traits that allow them to react when Elena faces danger.
I don't remember what happened next, but I was lying there and I heard the dog screaming in pain. And I looked over and the bear had my mastiff down on his back and was chewing on his belly. And I thought, you know, my dog is willing to die to try to save my life. The least I can do is get up and try to get out of here, and honor that sacrifice. I'm sure the wolfhound was nearby. The wolfhound was staying with me because I had to stumble down maybe 200 yards of creek bed and I couldn't see, so I was just following the irrigation pipe. I was blind, I didn't have any shoes on, and I stumbled into the ravine, which is the worst thing that could have happened to me. I thought, I've escaped a bear and I'm gonna get nailed by a rattlesnake? This is so not fair. And so I just screamed to the heavens. Ah! And apparently, it was one of those primal screams that they tell you about. The wolfhound heard that too.
Archie hears Elena's scream and comes running to her aid.
And here's this 200-pound puppy galumphing up through the brush and the brambles, clearing a pathway through it for me to get out. And I put my hand on his head and he guided me down the mountain. He saved me.
Archie leads Elena to the remote road where her car is parked, but he has unfinished business with her attacker.
And I realized the wolfhound was gone, and I could hear him screaming. I thought, oh God, it's got my wolfhound too.
Archie!
I was pretty sure both of my dogs were dead.
Archie rejoins the fight, allowing Decoy to rush to Elena's side.
Decoy? Oh, come on.
Imagine this, I'm up on a mountain on this suggestion of a road. I'm in my car, and I just gunned it. And I thought, gravity is your friend, you'll get to the bottom one way or another. I really do not have a clue how I made it.
RK and Decoy were successful in fighting off the bear by implementing a tag team approach. This approach is common in dogs in the wild when they are either attacking a predator or defending themselves. One will attack while the other distracts. It's very effective.
Incredibly, Elena manages to drive to the nearby Kern County Fire Department.
It's just amazing that she just drove herself from that location down here to the fire station, which is about 3 miles, with half her face ripped off. That's amazing.
EMT Evan Davidson witnesses her arrival.
First thing I thought was, oh my God, this lady has a lot of damage to her face and we need to get her help right now.
Davidson helps the stricken woman. He is soon joined by Chief Kurt Merrill.
I asked her name. And she said, Alana Hansen. And at that point, I was thrown back because I knew Alana Hansen. I didn't recognize her at all. She told me that she's by herself with her 2 dogs, that she got attacked by a bear, and her 2 dogs intervened, and she had thought that one of her dogs was killed during the attack.
I knew the Mastiff was alive, but I didn't know how badly he'd been injured, and I knew that the Wolfhound was dead. We heard this chop, 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 chop of the air evac coming out from Mojave. And they loaded me onto the helicopter and airlifted me down to UCLA.
At the hospital, doctors work nearly 10 hours and use over 1,000 stitches to rebuild Alena's face.
And I saw her a few weeks after the attack, and it was pretty amazing the way she looked. And she looked extremely well for what she went through. The dogs, I believe, they did to save her life. They took all the attention away from her. They attacked the bear and allowed her to escape.
I believe that if the dogs weren't there, that maybe days, weeks later, she would have been found.
As much as I'd like to feel vengeful, I don't, because it's a bear.
The Irish Wolfhound and the Mastiff make a great team. The Wolfhound brings in the swiftness and the reliability, and the Mastiff brings in the courage and the power.
Not long after receiving emergency reconstructive surgery, Alena returns home where Decoy is waiting for her. And so is someone else.
And here come these 2 big dogs just bounding up to the car, and I just burst into tears.
Marky.
And the dogs were happy to see me. It's like nothing had ever happened.
Marky!
Miraculously, Alena's dogs have sustained only minor injuries.
They go, oh, you okay? Everything okay? You know, licks and leaning against me and little whimpers. I went, yeah, I'm okay, it's all right. And they're like, oh, I'm oh. Everybody had a big group hug. They're my dogs, they're my family. You know, they're my friends. They're heroes, but I don't want it to go to their head.